everyone is able to see this. So before starting to type out, I just want to share this one thing with you. Like we didn't take proper example of break and continue statement last time. As we all know that in the for loop, for or while loop, okay, we can use break and continue statement. So it's mainly used for the purpose of, if there is one particular code where you have the range from, let's say, 1 to 1000, and where you have to break at one particular point. So there you can use break statement. And talking about the continue statement, it's like if you have something in the range and where you have to cut down few particular things, then you can use the continue statement. It means if we have number from 1 to 5, let's say, and we don't want the output as 4. Let's say in a range of 1 to 5, the output is not supposed to be a multiple of 4. So it means we don't want 4, 8, okay, something like that. So there we can use for I in range of 0 to 5, and there we can use what I can say, like then there we can use continue statement. So if I equals to 4, continue. So it will not show us 4 in the list. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, and 5 in the output and not the multiple of 4. So that's how it works. So starting today's session, simultaneously type out with me for. So yeah, till then I guess we took examples of what I can say, in both for while statement, or even in the, what I could say, in any of the loops that we have done by now, or if else statement, we have mainly used integer. So let's move on to the string, as today's session is string. So we'll take an example of string. If val, you can take val or anything. Okay, val means an element in string. It's simply so for element in string you can use, or for letter in string you can use anything as such. There is no restriction. I'm sorry. Oops. Thank God I realized I didn't go in Python. Yeah, now I'm in Python. So here we can start for val and string. I hope you all are typing out with me simultaneously. Here we are using tab, which is indentation, as you all know. Yes, someone has newly joined. Okay, thanks, Kushan. I realized that. Yeah, we are supposed to open Python string. I'm sorry, Python shell. So yeah, for, as we all have learned for run while loop in last session. So I guess I don't have to repeat what exactly it is, but still I'll give you an idea. So we have used for statement, and in the string, in the whole string, as a string, value means value of every element, like string. So this what val means. If let's say val equals to any, anything which you want to hide from this. Let's say in the whole, let's say if we want to hide the vowels in this, vowel means a, e, I, o, u. So here we can see I is the vowel. So if val equals to I, let's say if you are hiding this, will continue it. So what this thing is going to do is, it will hide the I and it will only show us string excluding the vowels. Okay, so what we'll get here, we'll print the val first. Val means every value, every integer, every character in the given string, that is string. And let's say to check whether it has ended or not, we'll show print. Print the end. Typo doesn't matter. So unless and until you are typing out it in the double quotes, it won't affect the output. It will just affect the output, but not the input or any kind of system. But if you are just typing out, let's say, if you take C of continuous capital, it can affect. Okay, so just you can note this down, that Python is case sensitive, just like Java, as you all know. So that means uppercase and lower case matters in Python. So if you are naming any string as capital P and then small ython, this and complete small Python and complete capital Python, both are two different things. So just keep this in mind. So we'll run this. See. S the end, T the end, R the end, and so if what if we don't want this D end? So you can simply remove it. You won't get the end, the end, the end. You'll just get S T R N G. Moreover, if you don't want this the end also, okay, you just want S T R N G and then D end. So what you can do is you can take this print here, okay. So without taking the indentation. So what's happening here is inside the for loop, this the end is also running, okay. And if you want this D end to run at the end of the for loop, so what we can do is after the for loop, we will print the end. So there we'll get an output. Let's try this one also. For val in string, if val equals to I, continue, print val. And let's say if we are typing out print, the end. Okay. Invalid syntax. Hold on. For I string, if I equals to I, continue, print val. And it should work actually. Okay, there is an error, which is print, the end. It's an invalid syntax error. Let's check this out once, what the error it is showing. So here we have taken for loop, okay, and we are running this print the end statement simultaneously to what I can say, simultaneously or along with parallelly to the for loop. I guess that's the reason it's not showing us the proper output. Let's try it in this way only. For val in string, I clear the screen first. Yeah. For val in string, if val equals to I, continue, print val. Yeah. Or we can print the end after this. I still wonder what's the issue it's getting. Because if you are doing this, parallelly to the for loop also, it should work, but not an issue. I'll check this issue as well. So this is how strng. Yeah, we have got the output. Now let's do the break statement. Similar to this, pretty similar. So as you all know, our input is string. So for valid string, if val equals to I, instead of continue, we'll type it out as break and print val. So let's see what happens now. See, str. So it's immediately breaking once it gets the value equals to I. So as soon as the value is I, it will break. The loop will break and we'll get the output as str only. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, no issues. Now let's go to what string is. So I deliberately take this example of string here so that you will get to know how it works first of all. Now what string is? String means the combination, or I guess someone has, okay, no issues. Yeah. So what string is? It's a combination of characters or letters, anything you could say. So our names, our address, this is, we can call it as string. Okay, so or any sentence we are typing out, any paragraph we are typing out, it will consider as string. So let's go to what string is. I hope you have tapped this out. I'll just clear the screen now. And yeah, you can also take various different examples, because this example I took, it's in string format. You can take it as it in integer format also, and you can type out the similar code. So Control L. Our screen is clear. Before starting today's session, I want you all to know that string is, it's immutable and it's iterable. So what immutable means, you cannot change the string. If you have given the string to the system, let's say name equals to, in inverted commas or in double quotes, if you are writing Python training, okay, so, and if you have written it at small python and small training, okay, in lowercase, so there you cannot, you have no scope of changing it to capital python. If you realize, no, we want p of Python as capital, so you cannot change it. That's what it called as immutable. Mutable means you can make changes in it, and you can moderate, I'm sorry, you can modify it and type it out in whatever way you want. You can make changes in it anytime you want. But in string, if you have submitted a string to the system, to a computer, it won't change, it won't allow us to change it. So if you want the different input, so we'll have to type it out all over again. So we'll have to type out the whole string or whatever modified string, so that it will overlap and it will take the new string as an input. Okay, so let's say I'm typing out name equals to python print name. It will give us python, and then we realize, oh, I want p of Python as capital in uppercase. So the only thing I can do here is literally change it in this way, and now I print name, so it will come like this. Okay, so here, as you can see, the name has been what I can say, modified from this to this. Okay, so that's what happens with Python, and it helps, trust me, it helps us in many ways. So this thing, you might be thinking that it's not a good thing, but like this could be a drawback of Python, but trust me, it's not, because there are various ways where you can in other cases where you can modify uh, the data in Python, and those things we'll be discussing further. So let's type out the coding of string. Print name. So here we have printed the name, and let's say now we are moving towards slicing. Slicing means, I guess I'm audible. Hello. Yeah. Slicing means slicing, like cutting down this whole input. Okay. So we have the input of as Python, which consists of 6 elements actually, like 0 for p, like we call it as indices. Okay. So we are given for p of Python, the index is 0. It starts with 0. And this index goes on till n, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so for n, the index of n is 5. That's how it works. So here we are giving out the index as 0. So generally what happens here is we'll get output as p. Yeah. So if you print name index as 2, we'll get t. Yeah. So that's how it works. So if we want particular input, so this works in better ways when you are taking any tuple or any array or any other data type. There it works better, where we get chance, their slicing is the best thing. So let's say if I've got a database and where you have to figure out, classify things, that you have particular output of this index. So we have got a row list of, let's say, 1 to 100, and we need the name of student whose roll number is 25. Okay, so there we can simply type out print name or whatever the input that has been taken. So there comes the role of list. Okay, so we will be having database in the form of list or tuple. Okay, so there we can simply put the index of that whichever we want, that is 25, and we'll get the output as whatever name of the student which is given. Okay, so we will be discussing this thing in list and list functions, but as of now let's focus on string. So I hope everyone is along with me. Now let's move to the further part of slicing. Print name. Now what this thing is going to do is, we have the index starting from 0 to 3, and as you all know, what happens in Python is it doesn't consider 3, but it consider 3 minus 1, that is n minus 1. Okay, so the output we will be getting is pyt only and not pyth. Okay, because we have taken it from the range of 0 to 3, and 3 here is n. Okay, the range of output will always be n minus 1. So as it's starting from 0, if it would have been starting from 1, we will have got the output in the particular range itself. Let's take any other example. Let's say nm equals to -1. Can anyone tell me what will happen here in the output? Just mention it in the chat box. No. Nah, yes. True. We'll get n as output. Very true. So what's happening here is it's going in the reverse order. Okay, so in our input, like python, we have given the index to it, or not we, actually the system has given it index from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and by going in reverse order means it's giving n, it's giving here, I'm sorry, it's giving here n as -1, O as -2, H as -3, T as -4, Y as -5, and P as -6. Okay, so even if you type out of -6, it's P. So -6 and 0 are the same. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. So whatever the string size of your string is, okay, if you, let's say, so here you can consider it as formula or something. So the minus of size of 6 will give you the output as the initial element of the string. Okay, so here we have the string as Python, whose size is 6. Okay, so the minus of 6 will give you the initial letter. It's logical. I mean, there is no rule or formula as such, but it's just to give you an idea. Then we'll type out print name. I hope everyone is getting it. And Jason Jones has, I guess, joined for the first time, if I'm not wrong. Jason, can you please let me know whether you have joined it for the first time, so I can give you a quick revision. Just mention in the chat box whether you have joined it for the first time. Well, I'm not
yeah, Rutuja, Jason is a new Cyberfed Plus member.
Okay, great. No issues, Jason. You can attain, so just for your information, all the 3 sessions which I have done before, you will, as you are a plus member of Cyberfed, you will get the recording of that session in your, like in the Cyberfed Plus Google Drive. So there you can attain all the 3 sessions that I have done till the date. And it will take just hardly 4 to 5 hours to, get it done. And then surely I guess you will be able to understand everything. As of now, we haven't covered anything big as such which will be hard for you to understand, but I just hope you have got a what I can say, proper set or system with you where you can type out and code the functions along simultaneously with us, because rest all students are typing out with us simultaneously. So I expect you to, as this session is hands-on, I want you also to, you know, type it out simultaneously with me. You can use either Ubuntu or Windows, whichever is preferable for you. Just download Python 3.7 plus version and type it out in your terminal or command prompt. Okay, and let me know if you have any queries. We'll resolve it in the Q&A session. So what we are doing here right now is we are taking the string operation of Python. We are working on the string of Python. So yes, where were we? We'll type out name. Just hold on. Yeah, okay. Name, and we have checked the -1 thing, right? So let's say -1 to 0. Just to give you an idea, Python string, the string in Python doesn't work in linear form. Okay, it works in circular form. So if you type out, as I told you already, here the index of Python is 0 to 6, and in minus way from n to p it's -6 to -1. Okay, so that's the, I'm sorry, -1 to -6. So here you can see it's going clockwise to anti-clockwise, and that's how it works. So we'll just get an output of this first. I sure you won't get any output here. Yeah. Now, why we didn't get any output here? -1 to 0. Here n is -1. Okay. And what 0 is p. So moving from n to p, we have nothing in between. Okay. So consider Python in circular way. Okay, so let's say there is a circular way where we have P, Y, T, H, O, N. So between N and P, there is nothing inside. Okay, so you must be wondering if P and N here are way far from each other. So we should get an output as Y, T, H, O. But you won't get it like that because it works in circular way. So here it is P, Y, T, H, O, N. So in between P and N, we have nothing. Okay, it's blank. So that's why we get blank output. I hope you're understanding, or if you want, I'll explain it to you on the whiteboard. Okay, so just let me know if you're not getting it. It's just as simple as it works in circular and anti-circular, or clockwise or anti-clockwise in that sense. So N is just next to P, and it doesn't work in a number line format. It works in circular format. That's the thing you need to know. Let's type out what else I can do is -6, I guess. Yeah, as I told you, -6 is as same as 0. You got an output as P. So here the main thing you need to keep in your mind, or you can even note this down, that Python reads the input in circular way, string input in circular way, and not in the number line format. So let's type it out. Another thing, print 0 -3. See what you have got. It's from, see here 0 to 3, we have got an output of PYT, and shockingly in 0 to -3, we have got the output of PYT. So as you can see here, PYTHON, N is -1, O is -2, H is -3. Okay, again it's going in circular way. So from 0 to 3 means from T to H, H is -3 if you all know. We'll got the output as PYT. You can even draw it by yourself in circular way, that how Python works. I mean, I'm sorry, how the string works in Python. It works in circular way. So we are getting the output from 0, that is P, to H, which is -3. But as Python gives the output as n-1, so it won't show H also, it will just show PYT. I hope this thing is clear between you. Let's try something different. -1. By the way, this is called as slicing, so keep it in mind. We didn't get any output. Okay, why this is happening? Huh. As I told you, Python works in just circular way. Here you can see -1 would be minus, I'm sorry, this n is -1 and h is -3. So you must be wondering why we are not getting it in the output as 0, because Python works in circular way and not clockwise and not anti-clockwise. So that's the reason we are not getting output here. Let's type it out, something like -3 to -1. C. Here we gave it as -1 to -3. In reverse order, we didn't get the output. But if we type -3, that is from H to N, we have got the output as HO, but not -1. As we all know that it won't give the, it will give the size in just by, in just two, what I can say, character format. It won't take -1, but it will take -3 and -2 only in its range. I hope this thing is clear. You can even take another example, like you use strings and check how it works. This is how slicing works in Python. It's pretty simple, and I guess you will be able to understand it. So as I told you, to cut out the vowels from it, or if you want to apply any particular, you want to customize your input in particular way, so there you can apply this slicing of Python. So slicing could be, we can consider it as one of the function of Python. So I'm sorry, string. So indirectly we have moved to the functions of string. Now let's do one more thing. I'll clear the screen. I hope you all are typing out with me simultaneously. Sandeep A has joined again. I guess this, I'm not sure. Sandeep was there in the last session. Sandeep, can you please tell me whether you have joined it for the first time? And if that's the case, just to give you a reminder, we have our previous session recorded in Google Drive of Cyber for CyberFred Plus members. So you can, quickly check there later on after this session to understand. And yeah, that's it. We'll just start typing it out. The further thing. So this is how slicing work in Python. I'll clear the string by printing Control and L. This is for the newcomers. You can type Control plus L to clear the screen in Python. Yeah, so functions in Python. Function means if there is, yeah, function means, I guess there are, yeah, all right. Function in Python means that there are particular things which we can use to customize or get the input of Python in input of string in different ways. So here what we are doing is we are customizing our Python input, our string input, to get the output in particular way. So let's immediately start typing out the functions of Python. So first function of Python I'm taking is len. Len means, as you all know, the name itself indicates it's the length of particular string that we are taking. So as we all know, we have taken the name as python. We can take anything else, okay? And let's say we want to know the length of the string. Okay, so this, you can immediately answer that the length of this is 6. Okay, but what we have got a huge number of data, and we literally got a continuous string here of, we don't know what's the length of that. So to count the output or to count the length of that string, we use the len function as print len of name. Oh, I didn't complete the bracket. Hold on. Yeah. So here we have got the output at 6. So the length of this Python int string. Let's recall the for function, the for loop now. So those who have joined it for the first time, it's for you. Let's type out a code in for loop as well. For I in range of len of name, Again, I forgot to complete the bracket. I'm so sorry. Yeah, now it's correct. We are using tab for the indentation purpose. So that means we are entered in for loop. We'll type print I. So here what we will be getting as output is I means every element in the string which name is Python. So for every element in Python, we'll get the length of that name. Okay, so length of every element. So we'll get the output in the form of for loop 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the length of Python. So length of every element we have got here. So this 0 is for P, 1 is for what I can say, Y, and so on and so forth. You can type out the same code in another way as follows. So for I in range of len name, enter. We are going in the for loop by pressing tab as an indentation, print name of I, comma, end. Can anyone tell me what's the use of this end? I mean, if you all remember what we have used this end in our previous sessions also. So quickly type out in the chat box if anyone knows what this end does. Yes, anyone please? It will not print /n. Exactly. So it will not give the output in the next line. Okay, it will give the output in the same line itself. So we'll get the output in following way. See, P space Y space T space H and so on and so forth. So we've got the output in the same line. Okay, instead of getting it in different line, you know, P Y T H O N and stuff like that. And we have got our next line here itself. End will append. Jason, I didn't get your question. I mean, end will append the next line. You mean to say that? See, we have got the next line here itself, so it has not gone to the next line. So it means immediately after this Python, the next line is starting here itself. If we want to start it in the next line, we can simply put enter. We'll get the output in this way. I hope I have answered your question. Okay, yes, great. Glad to solve your query. Next thing what we are gonna do is, let's take the another input as name equals to Python training. Or what if I take my name, you know, because we are doing it in this format. I'll show you. Let's say I'm taking my name. You can type out your name, obviously, or whoever's name you want. Okay. Name equals to Rutuja Kulkarni. This I have taken as input. What we are doing right now, I'll just show you. Print name dot title. So for your information, we are using the title function now. I'm sorry. Oh, I've already given it in the title format, so we'll get the same input. So what actually I was supposed to do is I'll type out everything in small letter in lowercase. Okay. And by using the function title in string, we will get our output in this way. See, our input was in lowercase, Rutuja Kulkarni, but we are getting the first initials letters of our output in the uppercase because it's in the form of title. So in every title, as you all know, it will show the here also this Zoom group chat. You are getting the output. You are getting it in the title format only. So that's how title format stop, share, fave. new share. See, everything here is in title format, which means the initial of every word would be in uppercase. So for this, we can use the title function. So what if I want everything in uppercase? I want the whole name in uppercase. So we'll simply type out print name instead of title, UPPER. That's it. We have got the whole name in uppercase. Okay. For lowercase, again the same case, LOWER. Everything in lowercase. Okay. So now, what if we want, what I can say, we want to split our name. Okay. So Python has taken this name as the whole, as Rutuja Kulkarni, as a complete one string. What if we want to split the string now? I mean, what if we want to take the input as Rutuja as first name and Kulkarni as last name? So what we can do here is, let's say f name, comma, L name. This means first name and last name equals to name. You can take f name, middle name, your father's name. So for that you can use m name, comma, L name. Okay. So f name for first name, m name for middle name, and L name for last name. Okay. And you can give the input as the whole name, your middle name, and your last name. So, and this will work in the same way. It won't affect the size, like whatever size of input you are taking. You just have to mention whatever, like how many inputs you are taking. You need to give the different name like this. Okay. So not necessary that you have to use L name only or F name. You can use anything and assign it to in different ways. So right now we are just splitting it. So what I can say, we have used, this is the first function we used, title was the second function, upper was the third function, lower was fourth, and this goes, there goes our fifth function. Split, I'm using this because I want to give the space in first name and last name. Okay. So let's print f name. So what I've done here is nothing but I have assigned f name for Rutuja and L name for Kulkarni. That's it. We'll get Rutuja, and for L name, we'll get Kulkarni. As simple as that. Okay, so that's how it works. It's pretty simple. If you want to type it out, the whole name, so let's say Rutuja, Sanjay, the whole name. So you can take f name, m name, L name. In any way it works. Okay, we are simply just assigning what I can say, a particular term to our first name and particular term to our last name. So even you can write first for Rutuja. So instead of writing f name here, you can simply write first, comma, last equal to name dot split, and print first will give you Rutuja or your name. Okay, that's how it works. I hope you are getting it. Moving on to the next thing, I'll type out as, let's say, I'll change the name now. Name equals to, if I'm giving space, and Rutuja space Kulkarni space. Okay. Keep in mind I'm using different functions without making you informing you. So make sure that you all are aware, and you need to count how many functions we have done in today's session. Name equals to name dot strip. So what strip does here? So we are moving to our next function, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 function for the day of string. What strip does is it will remove the extra unrequired or unwanted spaces. So as you can see here, I've given space before R and space after I. So it will simply remove the space, unwanted space, because this space is not required. It will simply it will simply eat the memory of your system, which is not required. So this will help to run the program in faster way. So you must be thinking, what's the need? Even if we keep the space, it won't affect. So consider, but just consider that you have got a huge data, a huge set of program, and there you have this kind of inputs where you have unwanted spaces. So deleting this space just by using a strip function will save hell lot of time. Okay, so this thing is really required, and this is really important. Name.strip print, print name. See, it has removed the unwanted spaces. You can simply do instead of just strip, you can, if you want to remove the strip of left side, so you can simply put name.lstrip, and for right side you can simply put rstrip. So this will remove the, see, okay, you are not able to see the right strip here because everything further this is blank. So I guess you are not getting. Let's use r strip here so that you will get what I mean, and print name. Okay, can anyone tell me what's happening? What has happened here? If not, I'll tell you what happened. We have already used this function and we have already got the output in this way. So that's the reason it has, modified the name already. Name has already changed, exactly. So name has already been modified in this way. But let's use the name as, so we have to use the input in this way. Let's apply r strip and print name. See, now you can see the space here. Okay, so here we have used r strip. It has removed the space from the right side, but it has kept it for the left side. So that's how it works. Pretty simple. Okay, let's do one magical thing now. Okay, I mean, it's not exactly a part of string or function of string, but just for fun purpose, we will be typing out the following thing. For letter in name, as you all know, our name is Rutuja Kulkarni, or let's change the name now. Okay, if I want to change the name, or you can take, just name is not required. You can take anything like session equals to Python training, let's say SESSION equals to, we have assigned Python training a string for the term session. So the string name is session, and inside the string, the input is Python training. Okay, just for your understanding, that's what it means. Session is Python training. So the name of string is session, and Python training is the content of that session in the session. So for any element, so here it's in the format of string, so that's why I'm taking letter. You can literally take anything instead of letter. For letter in session tab, we have entered in the for loop letter. What we are doing, we have got the output like this. And if you use, as we did earlier, if you use and equals to double quotes and in between the double quote space, it will give the output in the straight line. Okay, so let's do that also for letter session in Python training. For letter in session, just for your understanding, print letter comma and equals to, so it will get it in the same line, as simple as that, and we'll get the next line immediately starting after this. If you want to jump to the next line, that's how it works, just by typing the space, I'm sorry, the enter key. Now, can anyone tell me what would be the alternative, what I can say, alternative code for this thing? Using length function. Can anyone tell me? You can type it out in your comment section quickly. For later in session, print later, even if his end is not required. Just, can you anyone give me the alternative of this thing? Anyone? At least mention yes, so that I'll know someone is typing and I'll wait. else we'll move further. I'll let you know the answer. Yeah, yes, no, anybody? I want to type every, yeah, name has already for O in lensation, printsation of I. Okay, exactly. I, O, you can take anything. Perfect, Kushang. So you deserve a treat. Exactly. For anything like element O, A, B, C, D, you can take anything. For I in range, this guy is learning. And this is how I guess this person has definitely practiced at home. Range of L, len, and station. Print station of I. You will get this. Oh. str object is not callable for I in range of len. Station, print station. Okay, got it. So I have mentioned I in wrong format. As you can see, I have given it in the curly parenthesis or curly bracket, I'm sorry, round braces, which actually has to be in square. Yeah, that's how it goes. Same output by using different code. Okay, we have used for loop for both the cases, but here we have simply print letter, and using length we have did this thing. I hope you are able to get this, and if not, just hold for a sec. You can you can again visit this lecture, and after this lecture you can again get to know everything what has happened in today's session just by attending the video recording of the session. And if you're missing out anything, if you're not getting anything, but as we don't have need to run out of time, so we need to start typing the further thing. If in case if you're not getting it, just let me know. I'm clearing the screen. Now I'm taking you in the infinite loop, so be ready. Don't worry, I'll give you the what I can say. I will give you the output of that also, like how to get out of that infinite loop. So while I'll let you know what is this. Okay, don't worry. We can do it in this way either. Not necessary to give a tab. Okay. I'll give the, yeah, now I'll use while I. Uh-oh. No. Indentation error, unexpected indent. Okay. Because this worked when I typed it out and when I practiced, but I is not declared. Oh yes, I'll have to declare I first. Let's do it like this. No, I is not supposed to be one actually. Let's say for safer side, if we try out Kushang's method, it's not even working. No. I'll check this once again. I mean, this had supposed to work actually. Let's try it in next time, like in the Q&A session. Let's figure it out. Because yeah, this kind of worked for me. I don't know why it's not working here. I tried giving I equals to 1 as well. Let's try for the final time. While I was going to do that only. Thank you so much. Yeah, I forgot to use. See, this is how what I can say. Syntax of Python is also important. So if you are missing out anything, you will get syntax error. And I was supposed to know that this was the error. I missed to type out the column. So while I, and we have entered in while loop after typing this out. Print. Hello. So you want to know how many times it will come? Boom. This has been an infinite loop now. This is an output. And to get out of this, we just have to type control plus C. C trace back. After pressing control plus C, the C means we have typed C. That's what it's showing. Trace back, most recent call last. File stdln line 2 in module. Keyboard interrupt. So what this simply means is, so this is not related to string actually, but just to give you a basic idea of what's happening. So what generally is happening is we have done keyboard interrupt. So we have interrupted the whole loop by typing out control plus C. And that's why the most recent call was control plus C, which helped us to get out of that loop. So if you are getting in any infinite loop, just make sure you are typing out control plus C. Nothing else. You don't have to be panicked. So I remember when was the first time I got in an infinite loop and I didn't know how to get out of it. So it took me, let's say, 5 minutes to even check, Google it and check how to get out of the loop by using control plus C. And I guess by then this whole screen was, it was running and this whole screen was occupied by hello, 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 hello. And yeah, then I had to clear the whole screen and start the new terminal. So you don't have to be panicked even if you're appearing for any competitive coding exam, and if you get such kind of infinite loop, you can simply type out control plus C to get out of it. Anyways, and yeah, one more thing, if you're typing, okay, session Python training is actually not required. Oh. No. I didn't mean to type this out. Anyways, yeah, I'll clear the screen. Okay. I'm so sorry. So yeah, what I wanted to show is while I equals to 0, print hello. So now we won't get any output here. See, so I'll tell you what's happening here. When we put y equals to either 1 or I, okay, so you can even mention 1 here. So while we are having I inside, print hello. So if this case is true, I means or 1 means that the statement is true. So while if we are entering in while loop and the input is true, so we'll get output as hello, hello, hello. It's an infinite output because we have not mentioned the range. We have not mentioned for how long it will work. So that's why we have got an infinite loop. Whereas if you put y and while and inside if you put 0, it means that this statement is false. So if you are printing hello, it won't get printed because this statement is already considered as false in while loop, so it won't run it. Okay, that's it. So that's what I wanted to tell you. I don't know why control L is not working. I'll just come out of this loop by typing control C. So I'm sorry. So it means I have come out of Python 3. Again, I'm entering. Now I've cleared the screen. And let's move on to the next function of string quickly. Name equals to python. Okay. Now we are moving to the next function, that is find. So if we have to find, let's say, where is p? So it will give us nothing but the index of p. So here the index of p is 0. Similarly, if you want to type O, it will give us index as 4. So 4 is at the place of 4, O. So if you must be wondering why do we need to find, but if we have a huge, terribly large input, and if you want to find out the index of particular thing, then we can use this. As I told you that if we have a huge database of it, which is given in the form of like strings only, and if we have to find out one particular word where it is located, so there we can use O. So this will simply give us the index of that particular thing, that particular word. So let's say find THON. What has happened here? So no matter whatever you type out here, no matter the size of string, it will give you that where the string has initiated here. So HON is initiated at the index 3. P for 0 and 0 for P, 1 for Y, 2 for T, and H for 3. I'm sorry, 3 for H. So HON has been started, this string has been started at the index 3. That's what it indicates. Name find, let's say, anything you want to type, Ubuntu. So as you all know, the name of this string is Python, and we have typed out something which is not there in the string, -1, which means that this term, this thing is not in the string. So instead of giving it as no output or none, it simply has given us -1, which means that this thing is not present in our string. Okay, so it simply means that if we don't have something in our string, so we'll get it, if we get an output as -1, it means that this thing is not present in the string. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you is, what if we don't know the function of strings? I mean, how many functions are there in the string? So you can simply type out help str dot help str, which is the short form for string, dot, and I'm using double tab. These many functions are there in the string, and I am taking the most important functions as of now, and you want to discover that what are the further, like the things which I have not covered in today's session. You can simply type out help and the name of that string, okay, and you will get the output immediately. So we'll be covering, let's say, 15 to 20 strings for now, uh, and the rest all you will get just by typing out help and the name of the string str dot. Let's say you want to know what is join, so you can simply type out join. See, so what join does is concatenates any number of string. Okay, so that's it. You will even get the example. So it's like you don't need this tutorial. You can simply get to know how this works. So here what we have got is, we have got this string, and where we have, we have got the function join, how join works. So you can even write this simply, what I can say, simply read this out and you will get to know what it works. It simply concatenates any two numbers of the string. Okay, so if we have got a string and we have to join, concatenate the string in complete one way, so it will be done by using join function. Okay, as simple as that. And they have literally given us example as well. So what we can say, the syntax is pretty simple. This is how it works. Okay, I need to get out of this. Control C, Control L, Control D. Control A is not working. Yeah. Okay, Vim Python is working here. So in Vim, so this has worked inside the Vim Python. Okay, so the place where we all went right now was inside the Vim. So to quit it, I forgot that we are supposed to use Q. Yeah. Thank you, Jason and Kushal. Okay, moving on to the next thing now. What we can do right now here is, where were we? I have a queue. Okay, great. You mean, do you have a question? Yeah, ask. Jason, please ask. Or can we take it in the Q&A session? Because we should not run out of the time. So I need to cover the whole session. I'll take your question in the end if you have some patience, if you don't mind. I'll take it for sure. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, no problem. Great. So we have found everything, I guess. So name, find, let's say -1. What has happened here? I'm sorry, you was not mentioned here. Our input is Python, right? Let's take an input in this way, where it is having multiple, what I can say, letters in a same word. So here we can see U is repeating twice. Okay, and if we type name find U, so if you can see here, you are coming in twice. Okay, so which one Python will show us? Which one the string will show us? 1. Okay, so 0 for R and U for 1. So in Python, it will give preference to the first thing. Okay, the first preference to where it has come for the first time. So here you have come first at 1. So that's why it's showing at first. So it simply means that the first occurrence of U has come at the index of 1. Okay, let's say if you are taking input as something random, and we have to find where first D has come, or anything. Let's say find D. So it will show you that, yeah, again it has come here. So that's why at the index of 1. So that's why it's showing you where the D has occurred for the first time, which is at the index of 1. Now, I need to change the name. Let's type name equals to Python again, if you don't mind. And name dot r find, not find, r find. Now check what am I doing. And let's say yeah. So what's happening here right now is it will give the output, that is, it will give the index in reverse format. So here you all can see Python 0. Oh, I'm sorry. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's take the input in this way to give you enough idea. Let's take my name itself, or you can take this weird input as well, not an issue. So if you are fighting out the D, we'll get it here at 1. Okay, but what if we want to find where it has come last? Okay, so here you can see it has come last at this here. So what if we want to check what is the last occurrence of D, where it has come at, like, what is the last occurrence where the D has come? What's the index of it? So here, as we all can see, it's F0 for F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it should give us an output as 10. Name, find, and we will do reverse of D. See, So it will give you the lastest occurrence of D and not the first one. So D has occurred here at the position of 10th indexed. Now let's say I'm taking an input as anyone's name. Let's say I'm taking Jason's name, Jason, Gomes. Here I have mentioned the name is smaller, what I can say, like lowercase, and his surname in uppercase. And what if I want to swap it now? So what we can do here is print print. And if we want to swap the name, so we can use the swap function as swapcase. It will do nothing but swap the cases of the input string we have taken. See, Jason has come in capital letters and GOMS has come in lowercase. As simple as that. I can take anyone's name if you want it next time, because I'm tired taking my own name now. Let's do the next thing now, probably the third last part of today's session, and we'll cover it up quickly. Don't worry. Let's say name again equals to cyberfrat. Okay, and if we want to fill the name now, see, we are not here, we are just commanding the function and we are getting the output. Okay, so it's not getting printed actually, it's just giving it output, us an output, just as simple as just by typing add a plus b, a equals to 2 and b equals to 5, or let's say s equals to add 4 plus 5. So we will get print s as, or we can simply do print of 4 plus 5, which is 9. So we'll get just output in this way only, not a big deal. So I hope you got it, what I mean to say. I'm just saying that name, we are not using print function here, still we are getting the outputs. It's as simple as, you know, printing the addition by mentioning add 4 plus 5, and we'll simply get the output. So that's why this is how Python works. Behind this, the whole function or the whole code of print has been given. So if you want to check the code of this function, you can simply check it again using the help function, and where you will get the whole code of this single line in C format, where you will get print. So that's why we are getting the output printed as 1 or whatever. Okay, that's how it works. Anyways, name dot zfill equals to 14. So here we'll get the output as C. So here the size of this whole string is 14. Okay, and which is occupied using zeros at the previous side of it. So Z is for to fill the what I can say input or the string by using zeros in it, and by using any size of string which you want to give. You can moderate the string or modify the string in whatever way you want. Now, next, second last thing for the session. Let's say print name dot count, just to count how many. Okay, just to count how many letters are present. So let's say if I'm counting, if I want to know that how many R's are there in cyberfrat, so I'll just mention I will use the function count and we'll get, see, there are 2 R's in the word cyberfrat. So as you all know, if the length of string is too huge, it will help us to get the answer of such questions quickly instead of counting it out. So that's how it works. Next thing, what if we have discussed the reverse, I guess, just by mentioning -1 we will get the reverse of strings. Still I'll type out it for you for once. Let's say print name and yeah, -1. So check what am I doing here. The name is cyberfright here, and if you want this to be in reverse order, we are simply typing out the name in -1. Here this means that it's in reverse order, okay, because we are using -1. This means the order of the what I can say string. Wow, tar frey bice. Okay, the reverse of cyberfright tar frey bice. Nice. You can get this weird name for your name as well, whatever input you're mentioning. Okay, moving on to the next part. We will be quickly ending the session in next 5 minutes. So just have some patience. We are going to the very interesting far further. So this thing is called as a sky. So as you all know, every number is having, in Python, every number has a sky values associated with it. Every number, every symbol, every input. So as you all know, a sky means American Standard C for something, I forgot, but yeah, it's the standard code given for every string, every character, every integer, and every symbol, which you can see in on your keyboard. So for every key of it, an ASCII value is assigned to it. So as I remember, I guess for A, it's 65 for small a, and I guess for capital A, it's 65, and for B, it's 66, and so on so forth. So let's try the ASCII value. So let's say print CHR means character. So printing the character for ASCII value 65, and we'll get A. And let's say we want it for 78. It's N. So there, if you want to know the like what is the ASCII value of, what is the value of ASCII number, particular number you type out, you will get the output in this way. So you can type out any weird number and you will literally get the output in weird way, obviously. So, okay. So as you all know, my input is cyberfrat. And what we will do here is, we'll use a for loop now. And why we use for loop is because we want the output to run in what I can say, step by step. For every letter, we want this output to get run. So if for loop or while loop is generally used in string to get the output, to get the every letter in every new line. So that's I can say the use of for loop here. So for later, and obviously to process it or to modify it in our by according to our need. So if I want to modify this input and I want to give the ASCII value for this, I'll simply do for later in name. Yeah, I'm using tab to enter in the for loop. Print ORD of later. Yeah. So for C, capital C is 67, for small y is 121, and so on so forth. So you have simply got the output or the ASCII value of all the elements here. So we have done the reverse. Here we have given the integers and we have got the character value or ASCII. We have given the ASCII values and we have got its characterist value. Whereas here we have mentioned the actual input string or any kind of input, and we have got it ASCII values here. And if we want it in the straight line, we can simply mention letter here, letter comma end equals to in double quotes, and we just have to mention space in double quotes so that we will get the output in spaces. Okay, so we'll get that output in single line. So for C for 67 and so on and so forth. Now, what if we have what I can say, the output in such a way? Yeah. So what if we have the ASCII value and we want the the character of that ASCII value, like just like this. What if we want this output this output in single line itself. What if we want to merge these two lines of code together? So instead of getting it one by one, the output one by one. So I'll simply merge these two lines just by using a list function. We will be learning list in next session, but just to give you an idea. So list is given in the square braces. Let's say we have taken it as 65 and let's say 78. So here inside list, we have two numbers as 65 and 78. So for num in list, print chr of num. Yeah, so we have got the output as a and in the list, as simple as that. So just to get an output in the instead of getting it one by one, if you want the output in immediately in the one row, okay, so there you can use for loop, as simple as that. Last thing for the day I'll be taking is raw. Okay, raw function. So why raw function is used? Let's say our input is, as you all know, it's cyberfrac, or let's change the input now. Name equals to goal, anything literally, goal /n. This means that we want our output as complete goal /n. But I'll show you what happens if we do this. Okay. No, nothing has happened. No, we should not mention goal. Okay. We'll just mention it in this way. Okay, hold on. I'll clear the screen. I'll come out of Python loop for a sec. I'll again go in Python loop. And here I'll type out anything such as, let's say Rutuja /n. It's / if I'm, yeah, it's given us an output in /n, but let's say name equals to Rutuja /n. And if we want, I'm sorry, yeah, I got it. So we have taken the input as Rutuja /n. So what we are expecting that to get the output of this by simply printing it, print name. And what we are expecting in output is Rutuja /n should come in the output as it is, okay. And what we are getting is we are getting the output as Rutuja, and /n means it's moving the cursor to the next line and keeping it blank, and then coming out of that print output, okay. But what if we want to literally type out /n? What if we want /n in the output itself? So there we can use our Rutuja /n. And now if we print name, see, that's the difference. We have got Rutuja /n immediately here. Okay, so that's how it works. So just to get here, R means raw. So if you can see, we have used R here. Okay, so this R means raw. So it will keep the string raw. Okay, so it will not modify the string as per the input mentioned here. It will print the input in the string as it is. So it won't modify it by mentioning /n on the next line. That's how it works, I guess. Yeah, that's it for today's session. I hope you learned something great out of it. It's almost 8:30 now, but just, I guess, Jason has one question. You can fire it now immediately. And I hope everyone has enjoy today's session and learn string in better ways. I request you all to keep practicing at home. I'll surely let you know in very shortly, like by tomorrow itself. Can you explain the output that is 3 of name, find, horn? Okay, sure. So Jason wants to know. I guess it's way up. Mm, yeah, here it was. Name, find, HON as 3. So here, Jason, and I guess those many of you must be having this doubt. So here you can see name as Python. Okay, so our input string is Python, whereas the string is assigned with the index from 0 to 5, 0 for P, Y for 2 for 1 for Y, and so on and so forth. So we need to find the what I can say, where HON had started. Okay, here we can find where O had started. I also told you that if we mention in Ubuntu or in any string, as you all can see, find in Rutuja, you can find U. If you want to find U, it will show you the first occurrence. Okay. Similarly, in this case, where it has gone, oh my God, oops. Yeah. Similarly, in this case, no matter what is the how long you have taken the further string, it will show you where the first H of string that has been asked. Okay, so if you take instead of HON, if you type HA or H anything further, it won't give you answer because that particular string is not mentioned here. It's HA is not mentioned here. HON is mentioned, or you can literally mention HO. You will get the output as 3 only, because it will show the initial letter of the string. It will give you the index of initial letter of the string. Okay, I hope this cleared. This this explanation give you a clear idea. So let's say if you have typed out HO even, okay, so it will give you the same answer 3, because the initial of HON, that is H, it will give you where it has been started in the string. If you type out HA or HU or any other name, it will give you -1 as solution, because HA, the string HA is not there in Python. Okay, so that's how it works. I hope I've answered your question, Jason. Just mention yes, no. Okay, basically the starting position of the string. Yeah, it will give the index of starting position of the string. But yeah, one more thing, as I'm again repeating, if you are mentioning something which is not in the string, HA, HB, which is not there in the string, C, so it will give you -1, which means it's absent in the string. The string HA, which you are searching for, is not mentioned here. Yeah, that's it for the day. I guess many students missed today's session, maybe because it's Friday, I guess. I'll try to keep it in the weekend next time. I'll try my best so that many people would be able to attend it, because I know many students are going to college and it's not possible for them to attend. So yeah, I'll try my best to keep it in weekend. Next session's timetable, you will get it mostly, like most probably by tomorrow or max to max day after tomorrow. I'll give you the whole timetable for next session by tomorrow, but please make sure that you are practicing it. And this whole session has been recorded, so if you are missing out anything or if you have doubts, you can just go to the Google Drive of CyberFrat Plus membership and you can check out all the sessions there itself. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. Please give me the feedback right now, whether it was good or if you are expecting any such any improvement in the session, or if you have any suggestions for me, just fire it in your chat box and we'll end the session. Yes, everyone, quickly. I'm expecting your response in the chat box. Thank you so much for the session. It was great as always. Thanks, Rutuja. It was good one. However, I joined late. ICF SK. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but don't worry. Your session is as it is there in the Google Drive, so you can attend it and you will get to know. Yeah, exactly. Practice the recorded session. We'll practice today's session. Yes, I request you all. I guess Vrunda, who used to be there in previous session, I remember her name. She couldn't join it today again because it was Saturday, I guess. I mean Friday, I guess. I hope I would be able to keep it in weekend so that maximum people are joining and enjoying the session. It was great, although I had another query, but it was too late now. No, Jason, you can shoot round itself. I mean, we are not that late. I'm always there for your queries. You can ask immediately. And yeah, we have officially ended the session, but just to answer his query, I'm waiting. Else you can leave. Thank you, Jab. Thanks for today's session. Means a lot. Thanks. Yeah. Yes, Jason, you can fire your last question for the day. And if you have any further queries, you can literally note it down and keep it with yourself and ask me in next session. In the starting of next session, we'll try to resolve it unless and until like other people are joining by that time. So yeah, Jason, I hope you're typing. Oh my God. What he has mentioned. Just to summary, Cyberfrat Python training 28 2020 Python string function len title upper lower split multiple variables, yeah, string strip strip find. Wow, we have taken a lot. Okay, yeah, just in the session of 1.5 hours, I guess we covered a huge set of functions, string functions, and I guess it's a big deal. I mean, covering this all string functions, and these were the main functions actually. So if you are missing out anything, you can simply type out help, and you will get the like as I mentioned earlier, you will get the string that we have strings that functions that we had missed out, and you will even get to know how it works. Just I guess we did for one. Can you use end in a sky example that you use? Sorry, coding is not one of my strengths. No issues, Jason. But I seriously didn't get your question. What did you mean to say by in a sky example? Okay, yeah. You mean here? Okay, a sky value was given here. I'm searching for a sky. So you mean here, right? So here we have ordered letter. I want to get the output in straight line, no issues. So let's take this example. Okay, we are focusing on this example. Wow, still all the participants are here. That's great to know that you all want to learn new thing. As simple as this. Let's say, again, I'm typing this out. Okay, we are focusing on this thing, okay? Where it has gone, yeah. We are focusing on this code. So what if we want this output in the straight line? And I'm showing you that. So let's say name equals to cyberfrat for num in list. I guess it's the same thing, right? Yeah. No. It's for later in name. I'm sorry. For later in name, print order letter, comma, end equals to space. Yeah, I hope this gives the answer. Oh, order takes no keyword arguments. Okay, so that's what we can say, one of the drawback. So here order cannot take keywords, takes no keyword arguments. It means it won't take any other keyword except than the one we are using. I was getting the same error, no issues. Outside the first bracket. Okay, we can try that one also. For later, print order, and instead of taking it here, we'll take it outside the bracket. I hope this works. Exactly. Well, thank you, Kushang. Thanks for helping me out. Yeah. So what mistake we did here, or I did here, is we took the, we wanted to print this whole output in one line, and we tried to do it in the order. Okay, but it couldn't work because we are supposed to get it in the function print. Okay, so that's how we have got the output here like this. Yeah, I hope this answered. Thanks to Kusha. And yeah, and for today's session, I hope you have enjoyed, and I'm expecting the huge number of students to join for the next time. That's it for the day. Thank you so much for joining. And we are having more exciting sessions hereafter. So I hope you all are there for next sessions as well, upcoming sessions, and you are going to learn amazing things. Moreover, I'll try to use IntelliJ. I guess next session is on list. So till list, we won't use IntelliJ. But after that, I'll switch to IntelliJ or any other, software that you have to run Python code. So we can use Vim Python or Spider, anything you want. Yeah, so I guess next session is list, if I'm not wrong. List is even more interesting. I hope you will enjoy that too also. Thanks for joining with me, and thanks for encouraging me by giving this number of participants. I'm expecting a better number next time. Yeah,